Greetings once again, James Hackley, the author of the best-selling book, Body, Mind, and Spirit Awakening, and welcome to yet another installment of Body, Mind, and Spirit series. Now, I really appreciate all of you guys who've been subscribing to my channel over the past couple of weeks. Subscriptions have really increased. Perhaps it's a coincidence that the last couple of weeks we've been looking at a Bible study series. I was led to do that, and your response was basically a confirmation that I was on the right track of being obedient to what God told me to do. But today is going to be a little different. You know, when I initially started doing video blogs, it started with the Body, Mind, and Spirit series. How to improve the body, how to improve the mind, and more importantly, how to improve the spirit. And went from that to Bible study series. But today is something a little different. And we're going to talk about style. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been getting a lot of good compliments about my style. And I'm like, I'm a grown man, so I should dress and act like a grown man as well. So I really paid more attention to my style game. And there's a difference between fashion and style. Fashion, in my opinion, is what you wear. Style, on the other hand, is how you wear it. Now, some people confuse the two by going out and paying ungodly amount of money for designer names, chasing Prada, Gucci, Louis, all the whole nines, and not just the knockoffs. People who can't afford it will pay good money for those designer names, facing or chasing the fashion bug when they're trying to get style. But it doesn't really matter, on the designer name. What matters is how you rock it. Now, here's a complete disclosure. When you buy the top of the line brands, a lot of times they do have better fabrics, granted. And with better fabrics, things will wear a bit better. But with that said, there's no reason to go out and spend your hard-earned money on labels and things that you can't afford. As a matter of fact, my vow and my pledge is I'm no longer buying new stuff from department stores. It's useless. It's a sham. I'm now basically the king of the thrift stores. If I'm shopping in thrift stores. And as a matter of fact, now I'm of the opinion if you spend more than $20 for a suit, you're spending way too much, because Goodwill, Salvation Army, they will have $19.98 suits out there that will look as good as new. Take them to the cleaners. If you feel some kind of way because someone else wore the clothes, that's fine. But a lot of times when you go to Goodwill, be it the shirts or with the suits, you'll notice that they have a cleaner tag. Folks were kind enough to take them to the cleaners before donating them to the thrift store. So that's the one thing. If you can't afford to up your style game, start shopping in the thrift store, and you will be amazed at what you'll find. As I said, for the past couple of months, even past couple of years, I've been exclusively shopping in thrift stores when I can. Now, there's some things that you can't buy at the thrift store. You can't buy underwear. Wearing somebody's used drawers. You can't buy underwear at the thrift store, and you may feel kind of iffy about shoes as well. So maybe you buy your new shoes. You go to Gilt, the online places, or my wife knows all of them. She's a member of all of those online places where you buy designer stuff or quality stuff at a bargain price. And maybe you want to get your shoes from that. But as far as your clothing, you'll be amazed. So start shopping at your local thrift store, and you're going to find some bargains. Because my personal thing is, I lost 50 pounds in 4 short months. I lost a lot of weight, so I could no longer fit my clothes. So I was happy to get rid of them. And that's something I encourage all of you guys. If you're on your journey to not just to lose weight, as I said time and time again in the Body, Mind, and Spirit series, that it's not about a weight loss, it's about fat loss. So if you're on your journey to lose fat, and when you can no longer fit your clothes, give them all away as soon as possible. Get them out the house. Because the more we keep those clothes around, the more comfortable we are to returning to that old former weight. As a matter of fact, in my book, I talk about the story of Cortez when he first landed in Central America and whatnot. He burned all the ships behind him and his 700 men. He burned the ships. The guys thought that they were under assault and they turned around to fight. But it was all part of Cortez's plan, because he's like, burn all the ships because we can't go back. We have to go forward. We have to make this thing work in the new world. And I encourage you guys to also do that. When you can no longer wear your clothes, give them away. Allow your clothes to bless someone else. You can give them to someone you know, give them to the thrift store, As a matter of fact, this is a very good tax thing as well. Give them to thrift stores. You get receipts for them, and they'll help you with your deductions. Trust me. We do it every single year. We give away a lot of stuff to thrift stores. We get the receipts, but then some stuff, the quality stuff, to be honest, is too good to give away to thrift store. So I'd rather give it to someone I know. I'd rather bless those people that I know because I know that they would appreciate it as well. So that's a thing about where to shop, and once you get a new body, you have to get a new wardrobe. And here's another tip as well. Guys, ladies, this video is primarily for guys, but you'll get a lot of pearls of wisdom from it as well. But guys, if you're a 40-year-old man, you should no longer be dressing like you did when you were 20 years old. Or in other words, if you're in your closet, if all you see is Jordan gear, sweatsuits, and sneakers, and you're 40 plus years, you need to up your style game. You really do. Because one thing that women will tell you, everyone knows that women look at a man's feet and they look at a man's hands as well. And that's basically how you take care of yourself, your upkeep. Do you have nice shoes? Do you have well-groomed nails as well? That's showing the type of maintenance that you do on yourself. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, the female psyche deduces that you will not take care of her. So guys, up your shoe game, up your suit game. And here we go. Perhaps you have a job, you don't have to wear suits on your job, but every Sunday you have to go to church, so you should have at least one suit. As I said, you can find a suit for just $20 at the thrift store. My personal advice is that every man needs at least one suit and one tuxedo. Very important, because just think about it. If you go to weddings, or if you have to take your daughter someplace special for black tie events, you're going to have to rent a tux. And if you rent a tux more than once, then you've paid too much for that tux. You can find tuxes. This is an amazing thing a lot of people don't know. Other than the thrift store, I'm the thrift store king, but you can find tux at J.C. Penney's, the whole nine, from the tux, the cummerbund, the shirt, the bow tie, even the little shiny shoes. You can buy the whole kit for about 150 bucks from J.C. Penney's. I kid you not. And what's even more impressive, you can buy them separate as well, because most suits, guys, if you have a size 42 suit, that's usually the jacket size, either regular or long, there's something known as a drop six. So there's a 6-inch difference between your chest width, which would be a 42 regular, and your width of your pants. So typically a 42 suit would have a drop six. That would mean a size 36 waist pants. Now, when you go to stores, they hate for you to switch the pants around and all of that stuff. I've done it, and you've probably done it as well. But now that I have the revelation and I'm convicted by the Holy Spirit, that is a form of theft. Well, I can't even say a form of theft. I'm trying to justify it. That's theft. When you're stealing and switching stuff around, that's theft. Moving stuff from one stuff to another, that's theft. So we have to get beyond that. But the cool thing about the tuxes that you can buy at JCPenney's, you can buy the mixed coordinates. You can buy a jacket. If you're a 38 regular jacket like I am now, and I went from a 44 regular to a 38 regular, and now my waist is 29. So you do the math on that. So that's why I had to give away all my clothes. But if I go into JCPenney's, I can go out and buy a 38 regular jacket, a 29-inch waist thing, and there you go. I don't have to worry about switching stuff up and doing the old switcheroo and all of that stuff. So that's a tidbit on getting a tux. Invest in a tux, guy. And as a matter of fact, if you have a tux in your closet, if you have one suit in your closet, then you will go to find more occasions that you can dust that tux off, or dust that suit off as well. And when it comes to suits, initially, if you only have one suit, it's best to invest either a gray suit, a blue suit, or a black suit that travels well, meaning that it doesn't wrinkle up. Stay away from the plaid, stay away from the zoot suit and all of that stuff. Get away from that. You're looking like Mongo Slade in the Bill Cosby movie. Stay away from that. You just want to get a nice suit with a gray, black, or blue suit. Now, if you want to spruce it up, because this is all about style, if you want to show your individual style, then you can accent that with the tie, with a pocket square as well. That's a little thing that you put in your little jacket pocket. And here's another thing, guys. Do not use those folded pre-made pocket squares. That's a bad look. When it comes to bow ties, don't use the tie that already tied up, the hook and book, as we used to call them. Learn how to tie a bow tie. It's a very cool thing. And what's even cooler, once at the end of the night, when you undo that bow tie and it's hanging around your neck, that's a very cool James Bond look. That shows swagger. Also, if you really want to go cool, you can go your suit. Maybe it's a casual, a business casual type of thing. You can do your suit jacket, your pants, and you can rock an ascot. Now, not too many dudes out there are rocking ascots now. As a matter of fact, out of all the people, I know a lot of people. I only know 3 dudes personally that rock ascots. Yours truly, George Braxton, and Sean Lacey. And it just so happenstance that all these guys are members of Omega Psi Phi. Rude to the bros. Bros are bold. We rock an ascot. But you too, may can rock an ascot. Because I used to think it was a pretentious thing as well. I'm like, pretentious, I don't want to get my Thurston Howell the third on. But ascot, it shows your grown man game. And plus, we're in the season of Kentucky Derby and a lot of those things. So ascots are typical when it comes to the Derby clientele. So there you go. The formal wear, you want to get yourself a tux. You want to get a suit. But when you're just kicking it around, look, once again, just get just some casual pants. Now, here's a little trick. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. Your closet doesn't have to be packed because the more packed your closet is, you don't even know what you have in there. So you'll end up going to the thrift store and buying multiple things that you already have because you like it. And when you like something, when you can't see what you have, usually you buy various types of it, and it's the same thing when you bring it home. So the moral to that story is to make sure that you buy things of quality, because it's going to be quality over quantity. Don't go out and buy a bunch of cheap stuff. Buy the stuff, as I said, at the thrift store. You'll find the Hickey Freemans, the Botany 500, anything that I've seen, all brands at thrift stores. You name a brand, Dolce Gabbana. It depends on the thrift stores you go to. And if you're in the DC area, you want to hang out at the McLean, Fairfax, Bethesda type of thrift stores. And Loudoun County, they got some pretty good stuff in Loudoun County, Virginia, as well when it comes to thrift stores. But wherever the money-making folks are, you want to go to those thrift stores because you'll get the quality stuff there, guaranteed. But, I said a while back that if you got a bunch of sneakers and athletic gear in your closet, you want to up your game. Not to completely hate on that, because it's all about that body, mind, and spirit. And when we're in the gym, we're going to need gym attire. But we can't kick it 7 days a week in gym attire. If we're grown men doing grown men things, we need to look and present ourselves like a grown man. Because let's be clear, we're going to be judged by what we look and how we communicate, be it verbally or in writing as well. But how we look, that's one of the first impressions someone will have. Does your look exude confidence? If your look exudes confidence, and confidence, you can only get confidence by owning what you're wearing. Now, when it comes to style, there are some folks out there that no one can duplicate their style, like Andre 3000, Andre Benjamin. Andre Benjamin and will.i.am, some people think they border on fashion terrorism, but they have their own unique styles and they rock them. You have to determine your unique style, and then you own it, and then you rock it. As a matter of fact, I want to shout out 2 guys who have some incredible websites as well. One is Rashawn Caraway. I will put his email address, his website address in the comments here. Rashawn Caraway, he has vintage clothing. As I said, I don't mess with new stuff anymore. New is a waste. But Rashawn Caraway has some vintage clothing that you can't find at any thrift stores. You really can't. The wild plaid jackets and plaid pants. He has some cool stuff on his site, and also the way he has an incredible eye for matching things together. The beginner, the fashion neophyte, you'll start to get your black suit or your gray suit, and you'll do a single color shirt, and you'll get a single color tie. A lot of fashion neophytes, style neophytes, they play it safe, but once you get comfortable, you'll start mixing patterns. And once you begin to mix patterns and you begin to master that, then that's your whole style. That's a whole different thing, because a lot of folks want to play it safe when it comes to the style thing. But when you find your niche, when you find what you like, that just accents who you are and who you were meant to be. Rashawn Caraway does a great job of doing that. And also my man Clint at Rocket Again. Rocket Again, another vintage store in DC. Incredible plaid jackets, plaid pants. They have everything in that shop. I was just there the other day, and I was talking to Clint's wife. I'm like, man, you guys have everything in here except ascots and bow ties. Lo and behold, she said, hey, we have ascots, and they're getting bow ties. So they have everything. Rocket Again on U Street in DC. So, as always, thank you for indulging me yet again, and I hope this style tip has been very informative for you as well. But as always, leave your comments below or send me an email to info@jameshackley.com. And as always, go to my website, www.jameshackley.com, and make sure you get this life-changing book, Body, Mind, and Spirit, The Awakening. Until next time, God bless.